Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. And want to thank the new subscribers that have subscribed to my channel. This is I think it's part 4 of the travel pod build. I have the inner tub epoxied into the bottom half there, so now it is in. And I am getting ready to put the back onto this here, and this part here is done. It's been painted and decal and flat coated, and what I'm going to do, I got a little bit of touch up to do with white, but kind of requires you to put all this together since you've got a light in it. Now I got one light that's in the very top here, and then what I did was I put some very paper thin sheet styrene, cut it into sections here, and because if you didn't, you would actually see inside here, inside the tub and stuff, and you'd see all the wiring and whatnot. So I did that, and then I wanted a faint glow to come through these sides here, because this isn't paint from this section down to this section. It's not paint, it is actually a light blocking material that you get with the kit. So I put the styrene on there, then I ended up putting these LED lights right on the inside there sideways, so that way it gave me a kind of a glow on both sides, and I like that, and I think it's going to look pretty nice. So once this gets put on, then I'll finish up the wiring up here, get everything wired together, and we'll get ready to put this top section on. And the top section I've got done, it's all wired, and he actually in the lighting kit includes these little female male connectors, and it actually does make it a lot better when it comes time to connect everything up. And I got one for the four thruster lights, and then the one for the middle for the strobe. Now what's going to be a pain in the butt is this part here, which is the glass. And the glass goes in like this, and as you can see, it doesn't conform to it unless you push it down and whatnot. So what I'm going to end up doing, I'm just going to heat this a little at a time to get it to conform, and when I do that, I will be gluing it with this GS Hypo cement. I think I mentioned this in a previous video. This will allow me to glue it down, and it will not craze the plastic or anything like that. It won't craze this clear piece, and that's what I'm looking for. But as you can see, it's not really conforming unless you're gonna you could bend it, but I think I'd rather heat it a little bit, just heat it just a little bit at a time and get it to conform, and that way once you heat it and let it cool, and then it will stay in place, and the GS Hypo will work with sealing it all up. So that's on today's agenda, is to get it this all sealed up, and hopefully if I have time, I will be making my mask, or start to make the mask off the outside. Now, like I said before in a previous video, I am going to make masks for all these raised panel lines, or these panels, just for all these panels I'm going to make masks. I'll spray the base coat on it and get everything that way, and then I'll come in and I'll paint Wait a minute, let me see. Let me reverse that. what I'll do, I think what I'm going to do first is do the paint all these raised panels first, and then I'll take my mask and cover these up, and then I'll go back through with a base coat to coat everything else, and then I'll remove the mask and be able to do weathering and whatnot and put a gloss coat on it and put decals on it. So that's the plan. I've been looking for a replacement for this Tamiya flat clear. I love this stuff. It sprays everything. When you spray this stuff, it actually comes out flat, and I used that on this section here for the decals, and it did come, everything did come out flat. But this stuff, even online I've looked at, you're paying anywhere from $8 to $10 for this stuff, and I just don't feel like paying all that for that. So what I did, I went to HobbyLink website, and they have the flat clear in a liquid, and this was $2.50 for a bottle of this, and it's a 1 ounce, or it's a 1/3 ounce bottle. And I ended up picking up 6 of them for 15 bucks. So I'm gonna use this, and I've got airbrushes now to where I got enough airbrushes now. I'm gonna make one airbrush dedicated just for spraying clears, and I'm gonna test this probably on this model here to see how it comes out as flat as their spray does. I've pretty much tacked everything down, wiring and stuff, with the Solarez, and for you guys that know, you just put a little dab on it, and then you take your UV flashlight and cure it for about 30 seconds or so, then it's pretty much set. And I went with that route instead of doing the Gorilla Super Glue on tacking that stuff down, because you could spray this down and then you want it to cure so fast, and you gotta use the zip cooker accelerator, and that's what I use. But man, when you spray that stuff, it gets all over the place, and I used it on this here, and you can see where it has stained different areas, and I just don't like that. Even though you're not going to see it, I still just don't like it. So I just decided to go with the UV resin there, and I even used the UV resin on this stuff here, and it tacked everything down fine. What I'm not really all that happy with is I've done, I've lit this up and everything on the sides to where these are going to be lit up and everything, and I don't like they're not as bright as what I wanted, and I should have painted the inside also. The outer shell, I should have painted it white instead of leaving it black, but I didn't want an overpowering light to come through. So, but these LEDs in here, they're not the ones to where you've got like 3 of them so close together, and when you look at it at a certain angle, you can see little pinpoints of light. Now I can stick some diffuser down in there, but I really don't want to do that, because it kind of dims it even a little bit more if you put too much in there. So it's only when you see it at a certain angle that you'll see, but I can live with it. I think it still looks nice, and there is enough light from these 2 sides and the computer screens in the back and in the front to light up the interior cab. Excuse me. So that's it for now. I'll be back later today to show you the results of what I've gotten done for today, and we'll be back. Hello everyone, it's later on Sunday, and we are about ready to put the top half onto the bottom half. I've got all the wiring soldered and ready to go. I actually got the glass in, and as I showed you in the previous segment, the glass doesn't fit as it's made. And you know, it's no fault of the manufacturer or anything or like that. It's just you're dealing with a compound curved surface. You know, it's concave and it's compound at the same time. But what I have found that is able to really help it is take a heat gun. I've got a small heat gun and I've got a big Wagner. So I took the small heat gun that I have and just heated up the window, and I just kept forming it, heating it up a little bit, forming it, heat it up, form it, heat it up, form it a little bit until I finally got it to where it touches all the sides. And I was going to use the GS Hypo glue, but it just wasn't quite strong enough to keep the whole disc in place. So what I ended up using was a Solarez, and I put it on each side here, and it needs to sit. There's a tiny little lip on the bottom of this here, and it needs to sit on that lip, and it's very, very finicky, and I got it to the best that I can actually get it. So it looks pretty good. Excuse me. So I need to clean the inside of it off first before I put it in there, and then once I clean it off, and then I'm going to go ahead and set it on here, get everything clamped together, and we'll have it together. So the next time you see this, it will be put together. It will be all glued together and ready for paint. So we'll see you later, guys. Hey everybody, I'm back for just add this final part to the video I'm going to upload later. It's now Monday afternoon. I forgot to shoot any video yesterday after I got this all buttoned up, but she is all together, and the glass fits in there pretty dang well. And now comes the part of seam filling the sides here, and sanding, priming, painting, putting the mask on these raised panels. Now I did put a message out earlier today on HobbyLink International about if anybody knew how I can get these to do these masks. These are pretty simple shapes for the most part. There's a couple, you know, that's like rectangle, you know, square with a little bit of indent and stuff, and same on the top. And it's all reversed on the other side, so all I have to do is make one side and just mirror it for the other side, because they're the exact same. And I just have to do some to make a whole set for the top, or just make one and then just copy it. Well, one in here, these two are the same, these two are a little bit longer, and the bottom front I can just do as a one and then mirror and then just copy them again. Now during the course of putting it together, I did break this piece here loose, so I have to re-glue that, but for right now it's staying in there. And I did check all the wire, I did check all the lighting, and all the lighting does work. So I'm gonna first get this all painted and everything done, and then I'll put together the base and everything and put it on its base. So that's where we're at right now, and I'm gonna try to go and figure out how I can make masks for these raised panels, and then we'll see you on the next update. And I'd like to thank my new subscribers again, and thank the people that watch my videos now. Really does mean a lot. So until next time, guys, be safe, and we'll see you.